Hi. Okay. Sorry, guys. Can you hear me now? Um. All right. I'm still trying to get my bearings straight. I'm so sorry. So just please bear with me until like the stream gets back to me and I can make sure I hear the audio. Testing, testing. Looks like you can hear me. Give me 1 second. I'm such an idiot. Okay. Yes, we can hear. Can you see and hear? Okay, so hi, I think you guys can see and hear me. Everyone says yes. I'm sorry about that. I'm still trying to get my bearings straight and figure out exactly how to get back into streaming. It's been a few years and I'm really nervous. And yeah, we moved. So this should be a more permanent visual that you get from these streams. And my child is a few years old now, so we can have daddy watch him. And I'm just gonna try to jump back into this. And it's been a few years, so I kind of don't really know what I'm doing and I'm really nervous. Plus things change. You know how much technology changes? My God, just even the past few years of when I used to be a video editor and run around videotaping things and editing things and setting up camera lights, a lot of things are different. It's a lot easier in a sense, but it's harder for me because I don't really know the technology yet and I have to like learn it all. But I'm just like, wow, this is less cumbersome and everything. So let me just check in with you guys, see how you were doing. Hi, Tiffany. Welcome, welcome. I was just thinking about you and Marino on Twitter, and he said he is going to be there to call me out if I say like an artist's name wrong or something, which is really funny because I'm definitely going to do that. I haven't even looked at the material yet. I don't know exactly what we're doing other than me clipping the pages to create the graphics and stuff for the stream, but I didn't read it at all. And sometimes I consider reading the material before I come on so that I can sound better when I read, because even just giving it a once over, like you will read better out loud. So I considered doing that, but I opt not to because I like to kind of jump in to this program with you guys, like for the first time, experiencing everything. And I don't want to like come in really like knowing anything. I want to jump in just like you guys are, and like we get kind of surprised by things. A lot of times things are really funny. So my reactions are genuine, and I just think it's an overall better experience to be kind of just like jumping in and doing this. So I don't have my cup of tea today, but you know, we are a European household, so we drink tea, and we have this lovely room, which is our office, but like I've always wanted a library, so it's like a traditional office library kind of room. And I would daily, or 3 days a week right now, I would like to have some tea, and you guys can join me and we can do some art history. Yeah, I think someone mentioned something about Privitism not being their favorite or whatever, and it's unfortunate that I never really finished these series of Gardner's Art Through the Ages. So Gardner is I think he still is. I don't know. It was when I was in university, but it was the standard textbook that we used in art history class. I actually have it behind me. It's a gigantic art history. Books are always really, really gigantic. So sorry, I'm going to be so distracted by the stream. I'm so not used to streaming. I hope this isn't boring to people coming in. By the chat. I'm going to be distracted by the chat. I see you guys talking there and I want to catch up with you and not get too distracted. But let me see. What was I saying? Oh my God, I'm so flustered. I forgot what I was saying. Gardner's Art Through the Ages. So yeah, it's the standard university art history textbook. It was in my day. I think it still is. And it's this big, giant, thick book. And we've been for years, we have been all together going through these sections of the book. And it's funny because coming back to it now, I was like, man, I kind of wish we just like wrapped the book up so we can start in with another book. I have a lot of different art history textbooks, different versions of Gardner. Could be fun to just kind of start this all over again. The different art books in general that I feel like are really, really cool. So there's a lot of content we can kind of like go over together. But why I am doing Privitism to come back to is because that is where we left off. So I was like, let's just, we gotta keep chugging away to where we left off. And that is where we left off. And we will experience it together, Okay, so let me see what you guys are chatting about. Nice to see you, Man of Action. Hi. A lot of amazing names. Oh, I missed you guys. I was talking to my husband about it, and it's like, there's like a little gang on YouTube that's like, it's not just Twitter people, it's YouTube people. So, hi guys. Love the setup. Almost has an Art Deco vibe. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, that is what we were going for. I mean, our house is Greek Revival, so it has that to it. But, and then I always liked the really traditional style, like green walls and really traditional office kind of vibes. But we saw this room in, where is it? The Brooklyn Museum. And you know how sometimes these museums like the Met and stuff like that, they'll have like rooms as an exhibition. And there was this one room, and it was an Art Deco room from like, I think 1920s, whatever Art Deco was. But it's interesting because things kind of had like a mid-century, because we really love mid-century modern as well, like a very, atomic agey kind of like thing. So it has that feel to it. A lot of, those antiques that are mid-century modern, they're very popular. And very sleek, very like sleek, modern, not like ornate or anything. I mean, and I love ornate too, but we also love mid-century. But we found that the Art Deco room was really interesting because it had like a mid-century vibe to it, but it was Art Deco. It was earlier than like mid-century. So, but the room is really lovely. You can look it up. You can Google it. I wish I was really good with it, with the stream thing, and I can just whip up the pictures for you right now and show you the reference, but it's going to be too long, so I'll get better at this. So yeah, that was our inspiration for this room. So it has a lot of like the greens and then whatever. But then as I have a lot of antique furniture that we already came with, and then as we acquire more antique furniture, you gotta like relax on the like exact vision of what we were going for and just kind of like let it happen. So yeah. Nobody can shame my millennial green walls. Excuse me? Is that a thing to shame? No. I'm really happy that I am streaming again too. Thanks, guys. This is really nice. You're making me feel like calm and comfortable. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's get into it. So I have camera 1, which is the Mac camera, and then I have a no signal. Great. Yeah, see, this is my tech issues. I have a Canon camera, a professional camera here too, that I set up, and of course it was all ready to go, and then as soon as I come on live, my camera that I've been working on doesn't work. When we take a break, I'll figure it out. That was a really nice setup I had on camera too. I'm really pissed off. Anyway, here is the page that we have left off at. We've finished this left column already, and yeah, we are going on with Privitism, so I'm trying to figure out how to do this. This is all new. And I don't know what's going on down there. I think that I have I think someone gave me a Streamlabs donation or something. Again, these are all the technical issues. I thought I sorted this, and you're supposed to have all sorts of sounds and graphics and things popping up when you donate, and I got no notification. I just noticed there's a little green sliver on my goal, and I really appreciate that. Let me just check on my Streamlabs and figure out who that is. But I am demonetized on YouTube because I haven't streamed in forever. So maybe we'll get that back, but screw YouTube. They take like a third of your cut anyway, and it takes like forever to get your cut anyway. And Streamlabs is much more preferred. So if you would like to support what I'm doing, you can always go to Streamlabs. I really appreciate it. I'll check on all that later. Let's just get back into what we are doing here. Let me refresh some things. I'm sorry. Let me just make sure I can hear myself doing here. Okay, so the table, guys, the audio, the table, you can hear me clinking and clanking with my on the table. That's good to know. How do podcasters deal with this? They're not clinking and clanking at the table. That's how they deal with it. Okay, you guys let me know if that becomes an issue or how the sounds. Yeah, it probably sounds like shit. I'm sorry. I do have a mic. I need to figure it out. So I have on the split screen that the thing is, I can't read that. And I used to zoom in on it and read it with you, but I'm not doing that anymore right now. I have it in a different like folder and shit. So I'm going to look at it separately from you. So please bear with me. I'm going to dig it up. I'm so pissed about camera 2. I won't clink and clack so much. Remind me if I do though. I'm sorry. I spelled analog the wrong way? Where did I spell analog? I don't know where analog is written. Okay, so we have okay, some ASMR. Okay, cool. I'll try not to touch it so much anymore. Okay, so Privitism and Cubism. The expressionist departure from any strict adherence to illusionism in art was a path other artists followed. Okay, so I think the previous thing we did, it would be helpful if we knew what we were talking about from the previous section, but whatever, we'll figure it out. So the expressionist, their departure from any strict adherence to illusionism in art was a path other artists follow. Among those who most radically challenged prevailing artists' conventions and moved most aggressively into the realm of abstraction was, of course, Pablo Picasso. Pablo Picasso, a Spanish artist whose importance in the history of arts is uncontested. 1881 to 1973. Damn, this motherfucker lived until the 70s. Didn't even know he was like that contemporary or modern, you'd say. He made staggering contributions to new ways of representing the surrounding world. Perhaps the most prolific artist in history, he explored virtually every artistic medium during his lengthy career and experimented with a wide range of visual expression, first in Spain and then in Paris, and then he settled and then in Paris where he settled in 1904. Picasso remained a traditional artist in making careful preparatory studies for each major work, but he epitomized modernism in his enduring quest for innovation, which resulted in sudden shifts from one style to another. This is kind of what... oh, you guys donated. Thank you. I'm going to get to that. Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, I know how we feel on Twitter a lot of times on the right about modern art and Picasso and stuff like that. But I'm a bit more of a fan of modern art. I do say, I'm sorry, my husband is calling me out for my dyslexia. You guys, you're gonna have to get over it. I say things wrong, okay? It's primitivism, primitivism. Come on, same thing. Does it not mean the same thing? Yeah, but the Pablo Picasso thing is just. That's the thing. He was all about innovation, and I think that's what a lot of modern art was, and that's what people kind of give it shit for. Yeah, I know. People go, oh, but the CIA connection, and give me that whole thing. I was just like, yeah, I get it. I know. I was into all that conspiracy stuff too, but at its face value too, it was pushing the boundaries. Listen, they developed photography. There was no need for traditional artworks anymore. Then with like the Dadaism and stuff, and people getting really weird with it, and they were expressing themselves in different ways and trying to find like innovative. Not everyone just wants the same old like picture anymore. So you do have to give credit to like Picasso and modern art and all that, modernism and all that stuff, because that is what it was about. And even if you are into traditional form of art, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Sure, there can be a market for that, but I think it is also a lot of the times contemporary art. Yeah, it's like thinking how to experience something outside of the box and push certain boundaries where it's what art's about. So, I mean, I appreciate that kind of art just as much as something pretty. So, oh God, you guys are gonna love me saying this shit, okay? You're gonna love me trying to say the French, the damsels in the, what is it, the whorehouse or some shit? So, okay, I'm gonna have to have YouTube say this. I tried to be a lovely, decent lady coming on here, but the New York in me is really coming out, isn't it? I'm sorry. Maybe when I have my tea with me, I can be a little fancier. Okay, let's figure out how to say this. Is the damsels in Avignon. How do you say this?
Looking at how to pronounce the name of this large oil painting created in 1907 by the Spanish artist Pablo Picasso. How do you say it? This is obviously a name from French. How do you say it? Les Demoiselles d'Avignon is how you would say it in French in France. Les Demoiselles d'Avignon.
Les Demoiselles d'Avignon. Okay, I'm gonna.
So it'd be fine in English to say it as Les Demoiselles d'Avignon.
Les Demoiselles d'Avignon. Okay. There we go. Okay. By 1906, Picasso was searching restlessly for new ways to depict form. I'm on that endless search as well, Picasso. Don't you worry. He found clues in the late paintings of Cézanne and in ancient Iberian sculpture and art of other primitive cultures. These diverse sources lie behind Les Demoiselles d'Avignon, the young ladies of Avignon. That's what it is. I'm probably going to say it that. The young ladies of Avignon. Even that is annoying. Sorry, I just keep an eyes on you guys sometimes, a little bit out there. Okay, so, which opened the doors to a radically new method of representing form in space. So just think about that, form in space. I love that. That's what dance is as well. And I think around the same time, Martha Graham and all that was exploring, I think it's modern dance or contemporary dance, and it is using space and form. I think time as well with dance. There's another one in there. Picasso began the work as a symbolic picture to be titled Philosophical Bordello. I knew there was something about whores in there. Portraying male clients intermingling with, just my dyslexia, I guess. I deny it. I think it's normal for your brain to see words and assume that's how we read. We don't actually sound it out like a toddler anymore. Each word, your brain just goes, oh, that's that word. And maybe my brain just thinks words are other words because I relate to it and it's not that word. Sorry. Anyway, so portraying male clients intermingling with women in the reception room of a brothel on Avignon Street in Barcelona. Boom. Knew it was about whores. Got it. By the time the artist finished, he had eliminated the male figures and simplified the room's details to a suggestion of drapery and a schematic foreground still life. Schematic foreground still life. Picasso had become wholly absorbed in the problem of finding a new way to represent the 5 female figures in their interior space. Instead of treating the figures as continuous volumes, he fractured their shapes and interwove them with the equally jagged planes that represent drapery and empty space. Indeed, the space so entwined with the bodies is virtually illegible. I can't say these words, sorry. I don't think you can see it much, as I think that they're saying. Here, Picasso pushes Cézanne's treatment of form and space to a new level. Let's check it out real quick. Let's see I'm sure most of you guys can picture it. I put my face amongst the whores in the thumbnail. So, yeah, there is that one. Let's find the slideshow. Can you guys still hear me? And you can see the slideshow, right? Let me check in on you guys. Oh yeah, so Philip Daniel came in and then he said, at this time in music you had Schoenberg and Webern exploring tonally, Stravinsky exploring collage and complex rhythm, Milhaud exploring polytonality, Ornstein exploring clusters. Yeah, it was about exploration, definitely, in this time. And, for that, yeah, you can appreciate. I mean, I think it's visually appealing. Your eyes bounce around and you can just kind of look anywhere is something going on that leads your eye to another place. It's like there's diagonals everywhere. You're looking at everything. There's nothing mundane really going on. And yeah, you see the forms and curtains and, I think we all know what Cubism is about, I think, right? So it's an interesting concept. We're going to learn about Cubism right now, but you know what I mean. We're all adults, we know. So yeah, I did have music in the background. I forgot my little tranquil piano music as I read out loud to you guys, so there's less like dead air. I kind of hate that. It like weirds me out when I'm reading, and then I start like thinking in my own head about stuff instead of like reading the words and like paying attention to it. So it gets really distracting when it's so silent. So I'm going to need some of that piano music in the background next time. That's a note to write down actually, so I don't forget. Well, let me check on those donations as well, because I want to thank you guys and read what you wrote. So let me just make a note for the stream. You guys can always help me out and send me this too. So I need, what did I just do? I just forgot what we were talking about. Fuck. Guys, I forgot. I went to write it down and I forgot. This is my mommy brain. I can't think. Everything is just like, where's the baby? Where's the baby? My God. I needed to do something. Music. Stream. Music. Piano. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Dan got me there. All right, cool. I remembered before you said it, but yeah, thank you. All right, where are we? We were looking at the dames over here. Image slideshow. Did I do it? What am I doing here? Oh. Sorry, guys. Slideshow close up. There it is. Oh! I need a production team. Let me just read out loud a little bit what's going on here. So, the tension between Picasso's representation of three-dimensional space and his conviction that a painting is a two-dimensional design lying flat on the surface of a stretched canvas is a tension between representation and abstraction. I mean, I dig it. I get it. The artist extended the radical nature of Les Demoiselles d'Avignon even further by depicting the figures inconsistently. Ancient Iberian sculptures inspired the calm, ideal features of the three young women at the left. The energetic, violently straighted features of the two heads to the right emerged late in Picasso's production of the work and grew directly from his... Jay, are you laughing at my pronunciation? I'm just gonna get more ridiculous with it, okay? Alright, page 2. Sorry about the clanking, guys. Oh, okay. That's what it is. Okay, so I'm sorry about that. Let me do the slideshow. Next page. There we are. So there we're saying from his many early 20th century. No, that's not where it is. I don't know where they're going with this page. It says the energetic, violently striated features of the two heads to the right emerged late in Picasso's production of the work and grew directly from his... I don't see the next page to this conversation that they're having here. Yeah, see? If you see the bottom of the page. Page 388. Page 389. Ah, there it is. Bear with me. Sorry. The energetic, violently striated features of the two heads to the right emerged late in Picasso's production of the work and grew directly from his increasing fascination with the power of African sculpture, which he heavily collected. Perhaps responding to the energy of these two heads, Picasso also revised their bodies. He broke them into more ambiguous planes, suggesting a combination of views, as if the observer sees the figures from more than one point in space at a time. That's exactly it. That's how I think of Picasso and Cubism. It's looking at it, and it's like the descending the staircase and all that stuff. This is the thing I want to show you guys more. They kind of like really breeze through the Cubism. They don't really show you a lot of it, but there's a lot of actually different examples of them. But I have some other books that like really specify. They really dig into the whole book. Just revolves around one subject matter. So whether it's a person or a period of art, they really detail it a little bit more. So this is just kind of like everything from, if you remember, the caveman paintings all the way through. So they kind of just really zip through. But yeah, descending the staircase, and you're seeing all the different aspects of the form and space going down the staircase, and it creates, it's kind of like if you were to see a movie, if something's like kind of trippy or whatever, and it's just like that trippiness. That's, I think, what he was depicting, and it was really innovative at the time. Like, it's, kind of crazy. So, let me just check in on you guys real quick. Dan said, yeah, there's other artists that really show more depth in their Cubist paintings. Yeah, there's definitely other Cubists too. People just think Picasso, so it would be cool to kind of expand on that with you guys sometime. Sorry, let me where I'm at. Okay. No, not that page. The woman seated at the lower right. Can you guys see her? No, let's go back. The woman seated at the lower right shows these multiple angles most clearly, presenting the viewer simultaneously with a 3/4 back view from the left, another from the right, and a front view of the head that suggests seeing the figure frontally as well. Yeah, so let me bring up that figure again. So the figure on the bottom right, they're saying you can see her from like the left angle and from the right angle and from the front. I think that becomes really what his like Picasso Cubism style like ends up like really focusing on. I think he really like figured it out with that broad. Oop. Sorry about that. Let's get back to it. Okay. Gone is the traditional concept of an orderly, constructed, and unified pictorial space that mirrors the world. In its place are the rudimentary beginnings of a new representation of the world as a dynamic interplay of time and space. Clearly, Les Demoiselles d'Avignon represents a dramatic departure from the careful presentation of a visual reality. Explained Picasso, I paint forms as I think them, not as I see them. And that's kind of like the opposite of what realism, still life is about. You have a still life so that you can look at it, because your idea of what an apple is, with the lighting and the shading and the details of it, in your head, it's not going to be as realistic or detailed. Like, you're not going to be able to depict that as if, unless you're looking directly at it, and then you're able to see the references and the new little like details and nuances, and you can depict it. That's still life is all about. So things are not, you're painting not what you think, but what you see. And so he was doing the opposite. He was painting not what he sees, but what he thinks. So very innovative. That's how my husband says it. Now I'm getting confused how we say words. It's very innovative. He says it's very innovative. Innovative? Anyway, sorry, I'm just laughing at Dan, the descent of the pronunciation. Okay. Okay, so we have George Braque and Cubism. For many years, Picasso showed Les Demoiselles only to other painters. One of the first to see it was George Braque. I know I'm probably killing that name, but he is from 1882 to 1963. A Fauve painter. Remember we did Fauvism before. Sorry, you guys are distracting me, so I'm going to cover you up. We did Fauvism not too long ago. I think that might be the last video that I did. So that was a cool one. I was into the Fauvism. So one of the first to see it was George Braque, a Fauve painter who found it so challenging that he began to rethink his own painting style. Using Picasso's revolutionary ideas as a point of departure, together Braque and Picasso formulated Cubism around 1908. Cubism represented a radical turning point in the history of art, nothing less than a dismissal of the pictorial illusionism that had dominated Western art since the Renaissance. The Cubists rejected the naturalistic depictions, preferring compositions of shapes and forms abstracted from the conventionally perceived world. These artists pursued the analysis of form central to Cézanne's artistic explorations, and they dissected life's continuous optical spread into its many constituent features, which they then recomposed by a new logic of design into a coherent aesthetic object. For the Cubists, the art of painting had to move far beyond the description of visual reality. This rejection of accepted artistic practice illustrates both the period's aggressive avant-garde critique of pictorial convention and the public's dwindling faith in light of modern physics in a safe, concrete Enlightenment world. The new style received its name after Matisse described some of Braque's work to the critic Louis Vaxel. That's a French name. I don't know how in the world that would sound. Vauxcelles, as having been painted with little cubes. In his review, Vaxel described the new paintings as cubic oddities. The French writer and theorist Guillaume Apollinaire summarized well the central concepts of Cubism in 1913. Authentic Cubism is the art of depicting new wholes with formal elements borrowed not from the reality of vision, but from that of concept. This tendency leads to a poetic kind of painting which stands outside the world of observation. Now I have the next page to go to. 1 second. For that one. Okay, hold on 1 minute. Okay, so this tendency leads to a poetic kind of painting which stands outside the world of observation for even in a simple cubism, the geometrical surfaces of an object must be opened out in order to give a complete representation of it. Everyone must agree that a chair, from whichever side it is viewed, never ceases to have 4 legs, a seat, a back, and that if it is robbed of one of these elements, it is robbed of an important part. Art historians refer to the first phase of Cubism developed jointly by Picasso and Braque as analytic Cubism, because Cubists could not achieve Apollinaire's total view through the traditional method of drawing or painting models from one position. These artists began to dissect the forms of their subject. They presented that dissection for the viewer to inspect across the canvas surface. In simplest terms, analytic cubism involves analyzing the structure of forms. Yeah, that's it. That's cubism. Let me check in on you guys. Thank you for correcting my pronunciations, guys. I always appreciate it. Oh no, did I make a facial expression, Dan? Great. Guillaume. Okay. Vocel? Are you trying to make me say dumb things? Is this a real thing that I've been trying to say? I'm really sorry about stuff. If things are not working out with any links or whatever, or donations, I'm trying to get to the chat as soon as I can without like being the whole video just like me in like reading chats and being like weird and like autistic-y. So now I will figure out what's going on with you guys. You guys are good? Okay. Yeah, if you would like to donate, I'm really sorry, my Streamlabs, I hooked it all up. I made like special sounds and GIFs and all sorts of stuff so that it would pop up on the screen when you donate, and like none of it happened. I did like tested it and everything, and it was like, yeah, it's working, and I knew shit wasn't gonna work today correctly, and not to like get too stressed out about it because I am a perfectionist, so things stress me out and I get nervous, but we'll figure it out. So, okay. Let me just see my dashboard real quick on Streamlabs so I can make sure that I'm like engaging properly with anyone that has donated. I don't understand Streamlabs sometimes. Hi Martina, it's JMS463. I donated the $10 as well. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys. Oh yeah, there's your $10. Very nice. And my last tip was 3 years ago. That's what it says. Got a $5 tip 3 years ago. Damn. Okay, well, if you guys would like to help support, I am looking to do this, I think starting 3 days a week would be nice. So that means I will be back tomorrow. We're still not done tonight, but I will be back tomorrow for the next chapter. And then Wednesday, the next chapter, and then Monday again. So I hope that we can keep it consistent Monday to Wednesday. I'll talk to my husband. But I want to keep it consistent, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. I know, I can't believe it's been 3 years. That is wild. Well, let's get back into it. Where are we at? The Portuguese. That's what it says. It just says the Portuguese. George Bruck's paintings. The Portuguese. Oh, it's this painting right here. I'll make a bigger picture of it in a second. 1 minute. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm being stupid. Yeah, I think people are asking. The Streamlabs link is right there. It is streamlabs.com/Martina Markota TV/tip. I don't know why it's all of that. Streamlabs are being weird. That's really cumbersome. But like, thank you, Jay, for the link. I'm sorry about it. I have to put it in the description and stuff as well. I'm still getting my shit together, but I appreciate everybody. Thank you. So, another thing, major thing to talk about with you guys. I have to figure out how to do like polls and all that on Streamlabs. I'm not that techie with this stuff yet. But hello, did you guys see my Twitter? Do the YouTube people? I want them to see this shit. I should really try to bring it up on my screen. But I don't even know how to say it. Dan, how do you say that thing? The oscillating something. It's some sort of oscillator. Let me see. Vintage oscilloscope system and dual time base. Okay. Can you see this? I'm going to bring the picture up on the screen somehow. 1 minute. I want this really badly for the Art Barn. Art Barn is conversation as well. But I want this for the Art Barn as like some sort of prop for photo shoots. And my husband said no. And it's on auction with $0 right now. And I want to discuss this with you before we finish this off. Image slideshow. Let's add a picture here. Add files. There we are. Okay. Look at this thing. Beautiful. I have close-ups. So, my husband says no. And I'm saying, please? And he's like, we're not going to just hold on to this random, obsolete piece of equipment. Like, he digs it. He gets it's really cool. But it's like, dude, where are we storing this thing? And I'm like, the Art Barn. He's like, we're just going to have this piece of equipment forever. Like, we're just going to have it forever. Like, we're just going to be stuck with this thing forever. How do you get rid of it? And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I need it. Like, it is so pretty. It's so cool. So let me show you more pictures of this thing. And like, if I seriously bid on this and I'm stuck with this and my husband has to transport it because I don't drive, he's gonna be so pissed. And I'm gonna be like, I want it though. So maybe you can help convince me, or convince him. If like, look at that. How cool is that? Imagine that thing like even on when you're doing like a shoot or something, and it's like testing military equipment. Yeah. I don't know. Sexy though. You need to know if you need it during a nuclear strike, right? I mean, it's very, very gorgeous. So, I mean, I think my husband could be convinced if, like, the chat was like, the chat says, like, to get it, and they gave me money, and they said, you need to get it. And my husband would be like, fine. But as is, even if I get it for $1, my husband's not going to be happy about driving and storing that. But he can become happy, so let's make it happen. He's in the chat. It's not that big, Jack. ChatGPT says it's around 120 pounds, and I weigh more than that. So, like, if the car can carry me, like, the thing's lighter than me. So, yeah. Let's convince my husband to get it. And $50 so far. It's pretty good. I have to change the font color on the middle bit. It says 50. Thank you. And I don't know why it's not changing. Oh, it is. It's right here. Okay. Thank you. Let me see who that was. Who we have here? Oh, BMT. There we go. Going on. Thank you, BMT Lines. It's nice to see you. That's an old friend of mine, actually, that I used to do photo shoots with the New York Pinup Club. He was a photographer, and he shot me at the Air Power Museum in Long Island.
BMT Lines donated $10. Welcome back.
Oh, thanks. Nice to see the gang back together. It's fun. Thanks, man. Okay. Let's see the next one. Thanks. Nice to see you, man. My Twitter buddy. I don't know how to say your name. But that's really, really generous of you. Twitter buddy. Should really make this less long.
G04 Papa Palpatine 3 donated $25.
Is that how you say your name? Sweet guys, thanks. Yeah, I wanna, convince the husbands that, look, they want it. The people want it. What can I say? They want it. They say I need it. Okay, let's get back to it. Daniel Romano says, I'm just glad you're back. Not sure if it was already, but do you think you'll do a Halloween stream? I know people really like the Halloween streams. They are really fun. I enjoy them. The thing about that is, for some reason, even though I use like public domain films and stuff, YouTube takes they'll cut the stream off and they just freak out on me. So I don't know why they do that. If we can find a way for me to not get the stream cut off and get penalized, then yeah, I'm down. There's some really awesome B-rated public domain movies to watch, especially our little, what is it, vampire hookers. We can do vampire hookers again, we can do the classics as long as it doesn't take it down. I don't know what their deal is. Okay, so we are camera 1. We need to get back to it. I don't know why it's showing just one screen. It's really messing me up. But the OBS system, I need to I need to fix everything in the background. It's a mess. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay. There I go. This one. The Portuguese. So he concentrated his attention. George Braque's painting, The Portuguese, exemplifies analytic cubism. The subject is a Portuguese musician the artist had seen years earlier in a bar in Marseille. They always say it like something like that. I'm saying his name is Brock, okay? The dude's name is Brock. Brock concentrated his attention on dissecting the form and placing it in dynamic interaction with the space around it. Let's look at the closer picture of it. Close up. That's it. Wait, what was this map for? They were showing us like a map. I think like I think it's like a white people bad map or something. Like, yeah, it shows. Anyway, let's look at this next. Yeah, there it says right here. Colonial empires around 1900. That's what they were showing that about. I think that, yeah, we'll get back to the reason why they showed that map in a minute. This is the musician. So let's take a look at this real quick. I mean, I see letters. I find Cubism visually appealing, whether you see it or not. I mean, I see a head and arms and like legs and stuff, I think, and like props and stuff around them. But I do like it. Is it like a collage? I think they're going to tell us, but that looks like a collage. Okay, let's see. Unlike the Fauves and German expressionists who used vibrant colors, the Cubists chose subdued hues, here solely brown tones, in order to focus attention on form. In the Portuguese, Brock carried his analysis so far that the viewer must work diligently to discover clues to the subject. Yeah, I just did that, certainly. The construction of large intersecting planes, large intersecting planes, I would describe it, suggests the form of a man and a guitar. Smaller shapes interpenetrate. Smaller shapes interpenetrate and hover in the large planes. The way Brock treated light and shadow reveals his departure from conventional artistic practice. Light and dark passages suggest both chiaroscuro modeling and transparent planes that allow the viewer to see through one level to another. As the observer looks, solid forms emerge only to be canceled almost immediately by a different reading of the subject. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Seeing it farther away and small, kind of, it looks different than like the bigger version, I think. But yeah, also chiaroscuro, by the way, guys. That should be like another like thing. Chiaroscuro every time that comes up on the in the pages. That's how I say it, remember? Okay. The stenciled letters and numbers, there we go, add to the painting's complexity. Letters and numbers are flat shapes, but as elements of a Cubist painting, such as the Portuguese, they allow the artist to play with the viewer's perception of 2- and 3-dimensional space. The letters and numbers lie flat on the painted canvas surface, yet the images, shading, and shapes flow behind and underneath them, pushing the letters and numbers forward into the viewing space. I think that does that more from afar when you're looking at it smaller. Ultimately, the constantly shifting imagery makes it impossible to arrive at any definitive or final reading of the image. Analytic Cubism paintings radically disrupt expectations about the representation of space and time. So we have analytic Cubism to synthetic Cubism. Okay. Jack says, large intersecting planes, the debut album, Martina Markova. Okay. No, there was another one. There was another one that I had that it was like a post I made on Facebook. So whenever I get a memory of it, it's like I love it. But it's like a math thing. It was something about rods. It's not perpendicular. It's orthogonal, penetrating, something about something rods. I don't know. It was a really bisector or something. There's a bisector in there. It's really cool though. And it's more mathematical. Okay, so we have synthetic cubism. Okay. I heard Picasso would pay for things by drawing the seller a picture. I would do that. It's basically printing money. Yeah. Printing money. I mean, I heard he was a womanizer. I'm not sure if they tried canceling Picasso or not at one point. But, yeah, he was like a big douchebag, apparently. So, synthetic cubism. In 1912, Cubism entered a new phase called synthetic cubism, in which artists constructed paintings and drawings from objects and shapes cut from paper or other materials to represent parts of a subject. The work marking the point of departure for this new style was Picasso's still life with chair canning. Chair canning? A painting in which the artist imprinted a photolithographed pattern of a cane chair seat on the canvas and then pasted a piece of oilcloth on it. Excuse me, where is this? 419. 49. 149. What? Oh my lord, we were not looking at the musician the whole time? Were we? Or was it? Oh my lord, we were looking at Picasso. I am so confused. Where is Picasso's, where's the Portuguese? 14-1. Where's 14-1? Motherfucker. I'm looking at the wrong motherfucking painting. That was not a musician at all. I saw the guitar. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but they talked about letters, shading. They talked about figures and intersecting planes. I saw a guitar. I saw a man with a guitar. I mean, okay. Apparently this is a still life with a chair canning. Okay. Let me try to find the original picture. Let me just find the first picture and you guys can talk amongst yourselves. I think it's a really important thing since we read all about it. Let's go to the end of the book. Gardner's Art Through the Ages. And we're going to page 388. So we have 14-1. Let me find the image 14-1. Hold on. Ah, it's very beautiful. I dig it. Let me add it. 1 minute. Okay, I just added it. Let's see it. This is the guitar player. It's really nice in this room. Jack, I want a print of that. I mean, I genuinely really like this one. I like this one better than the Picasso one, to be honest. I think I tried doing that. Maybe I have used that for one of the thumbnails. I think it's really cool. Adding those textures and layers. So, yeah. That is the one we were talking about the whole time. Brock's The Painting Portuguese exemplifies analytic cubism, and the subject is a musician. The artist who I had seen several years ago, and it is a bunch of intersecting planes and shading. And let me see, they're talking about, there's the lettering and numbers. Okay, yeah, the other one didn't have numbers, so I was curious about that. Cool. And now we are back to that one. This is Picasso's Still Life. Yeah. Okay, so the work marking the point of departure in this still life, a painting in which the artist imprinted a photolithographed pattern of a cane chair. That's what I thought. It looks like a chair. I thought it was like some sort of collage. I mean, I think that would be considered a collage. So it's a painting in which the artist imprinted a photolithographed pattern of a cane chair seat on the canvas and then pasted a piece of oilcloth on it. Let me see. Do we see the pasted on oilcloth? Oh yeah, I do see it. It's I think around it. It's the thing around, I believe, around it. Nope. He framed it with a piece of rope. That's what that is. I'm not really seeing the oilcloth situation, but whatever. It challenges the viewer's understanding of reality. The photographically replicated chair canning seems so real that one expects the holes to break any brushstrokes laid upon it, but the chair canning, although optically suggestive of the real, is only an illusion or representation of an object. In contrast, the painted abstract areas do not refer to tangible objects in the real world. Yet the fact that they do not imitate anything makes them even more real than the chair canning. No pretense exists. Picasso extended the visual play by making the letter U escape from the space of the accompanying J and O and partially covering it with a cylindrical shape that pushes across the left side. The letters J-O-U appear in many Cubist paintings. These letters formed part of the masthead of the daily French newspaper Journax, whatever, often found among the objects represented. Picasso and Braque especially delighted in the punning references to jouer and jouer, the French verbs meaning to play and to enjoy. After still life with chair, both Picasso and Braque continued to explore the medium of collage. There we go, the word collage. Introduced into the realm of high art in that work. From the French coller, to stick, a collage is a composition of bits of objects such as newspaper or cloth glued to a surface. Although most discussions of Cubism and collage focus on the innovations in artistic form they represented, it is important to note that the public also viewed the revolutionary and subversive nature of Cubism in socio-political terms. Oh, here we go. Indeed, the public saw Cubism's challenge to artistic convention and tradition as an attack on 20th century society. I mean, I can see that point of view, and we still kind of talk about modern and contemporary art in that kind of way. Various artists and writers of the period allied themselves with different anarchist groups whose social critiques and utopian visions appealed to progressive thinkers. Can I just read that again real quick? Because it's interesting. So, indeed, the public saw Cubism's challenge to artistic convention and tradition as an attack on 20th century society. Various artists and writers of the period allied themselves with different anarchist groups whose social critiques and utopian visions appealed to progressive thinkers. I mean, it just makes me think of like Antifa and just progressives. That's like what it's saying. Allying themselves in the art world, like, yeah, that's it. Many critiques in the French press consistently equated Cubism with anarchism, revolution, and disdain for tradition. I mean, I could see that. I can see that. Okay, let me just check in on you guys real quick. So we have guys are talking about rope. Making art with rope. Well, Schiaparelli did something with some rope action, and I think some other fashion designers too, and it was really cool. Really cool looking. One of them looks like a mermaid that was like caught by like a fisherman's rope or something on the dresses. Actually, I've used rope in one of my dresses. Yeah, it's more of like a rope net thing, and I put like roses on it. It was like gold. Okay, let me just check in on you guys real quick. Palpatine, like the Emperor Palpatine. Okay. From Star Wars. Okay. Is a reference to Robot Chicken. Okay. I remember Robot Chicken. Hell yeah, cool. I'm glad to see you around. I hope you're enjoying yourself. It's a fun group in the chat, so enjoy. I hope that the stream's okay, guys. Well, thank you. So what is the consensus? Does that mean you're trying to convince my husband to
SL _F_F68422C6 to 97C736B4 donated $10.
I'm really pumped about it, guys. That's really, really kind of you. I really just want to make a big I'm back and show my husband that, like, he should watch the baby a little bit. And the art barn. Let's do a little art barn update too. I think we are done with. I think we're done with this. Let me just double check. So, disdain for tradition. It's the last thing in this chapter. Is talking about disdain for tradition. Yep. So the next one we are doing is futurism and Dada. Okay, I guess we didn't do Dada yet. I thought we did. I think I've done Dadaism in the past, but we didn't get there chronologically in this book. Okay. But they're going to do the same thing. What I said was pushing boundaries, then like trying to think outside of the box with art and the war. I think the war gets involved, and we'll get into it. It's exciting. I actually really love Dadaism and stuff, so it's exciting. We'll get it in there. Someone just joined us, caught me live. Yeah, hi, welcome back. There was something else I was going to chat with you guys about. Barn, the art barn. So, let's see if camera 2. I need to get camera 2 working. But yeah, the art barn is really exciting. I don't have internet very well at the art barn. It can't pick up the internet from the house quite yet, so I need to figure that out. I'm thinking about what's that Elon one, the Starlink or whatever, something that can do in there. And so I can't stream live from the art barn, But I need to edit together a little bit of footage that I have of the art barn, because last time you guys saw the only other video I have of it, it is completely just empty and dirty. So I was showing you the idea of what I had going, and then this past spring and summer, I unloaded all of my stuff that was stored in boxes, bins and stuff, and all the furniture, and we acquired more furniture and really put things where I wanted, where you saw in that first video that I was talking about workspaces, utility rooms, photo studio areas, dressing room, and then there's like the music room. So all those areas are like actualized now with all the stuff in it. It's really, really cute and really, really fun. The only thing is that it is still a barn. So it has gotten dirty. I have had to deal with squirrels this past summer. I'm still dealing with the squirrels. We have to tear down some things and put some things back up. Just basically like sealing stuff. But we got electricity in it, so that's like a huge thing. But I think that the squirrels got to some of the wires, because not all of the wiring is working in the ceiling, but they are on the wall. So, and they're living in the ceiling. So I have to deal with that. And then I opened the barn doors one time and they just completely came off the hinge. So I have to have someone fix the doors. All of this is just stuff you can see. I think it's really interesting. So I'm going to just put a video together so you can see it all and see where we're at. And I know people like Dan have a lot of good advice and experience doing this sort of thing. And it is my first time doing anything like this, or my husband. So it's kind of exciting to see. I don't know if you guys see these like Instagram stuff or whatever about like these kind of little home makeovers middle-aged women like me do, and make their own like little luxury whatever laundry room or something, or like the little space. So mine is going to be the art barn, and we'll just figure it out. First step is taking down that ceiling where those squirrels are living, fixing the doors, and I want to show you the place. So I'm going to show you. Things are actualized. We just have to fix it. Maybe you can build a decoy shack where you can keep food so they will go into the art barn. That's an idea. Barn cats can help too. Yeah, I mean, I wish I can have this like tunnel going from the house to the barn or something. No, maybe that's a bad idea for rodents, but I'm just thinking as far as my cat goes. I just like want her to like pop out there and take care of business and have fun, because she likes to hide out right now because of a child. But yeah, dude, there's just so much to do. But now I'm on it. I hope you guys join me tomorrow. I am going to try to be ready for you at 7 p.m. again. I'm sorry that I was a little bit late. And we're going to head right into futurism. But yeah, I have a lot of content to put out there, man. Art barn updates. Really, really exciting. Like, it is so exciting. I know you guys are gonna just love what I'm doing with it, man. Like, look at this room. It's looking good. So we're getting there. It's a vibe everywhere. My cat's fat ass would never try to catch a squirrel. Yet, you know, my cat would totally love that shit. She probably still would, but she's getting a little older and fatter these days. So, I mean, we're middle-aged ladies, you know? What can you do? Okay, thanks, guys. May stay on just for a few minutes to chit-chat because I've been gone so long, and see if anyone wants to, like, catch up with anything. But I don't want to just, like, ramble for too long, and I will get back with it tomorrow. I really appreciate you guys supporting. Remember, the more you donate, the more that you can convince my husband that I should keep this, or bid on this device. Let me bring it back up again. There we go. Let's convince my husband that I should get this piece of equipment. We have 3 days. So we will see tomorrow if anyone has bid on it. And we will see how much people want to persuade my husband to get this. And then we will see on Wednesday. It's the last call that we can convince my husband to get this. So, I don't know why it cracks me up so much, but he's gonna be like so mad. I mean, not like mad at me, but like he'll be like, dude, why is it so funny to me? I mean, it's a must-have, Jack. I know. So I don't know if you guys know what it is. Let's look up what it is. I asked ChatGPT. Let me know if I'm wrong at all. So let's review what it says. Hold up. Vintage oscilloscope. Am I saying that correctly, guys? That's a vintage Tektronix oscilloscope system. I mean, how cool is the name Tektronix with a K? Tekronix. Tektronix. I mean, so it's essentially a piece of laboratory or engineering test equipment used to visualize and measure electric signals. The top unit, the CRT display, the actual oscilloscope screen that shows waveforms. The first C is oscilloscope. Okay, yeah. Oscilloscope. Yeah, that's what I thought I'm saying. Middle and bottom modules, plug-in amplifier, and time-based units that control signal amplification and horizontal sweep speed. The rolling cart, specialized Tektronix lab cart designed to hold multiple components together for portability. And I mean, look at that nice, sleek, mid-century design. So cool. There's your oscilloscope monitor, CRT, and all of the little units that go with it. Oh, and we're back to the guitarist. I ain't used one in 30 years. They are fun. Oh my God, people out here actually have been around. Someone else said they have something like this before too. BMT Line said this is awesome because it is a complete set. You have no idea. The other pictures on it show in that bin on the bottom. You see by the wheels, the little drawer. It's full of like wires and shit. It has wires for it. It has everything you need for it. So in the studio, like it'll be like full of like wires, and a girl can have like goggles or something, and she's like, or that's like pinup-y, but or you can just do fashion where she's like in like goggles and she's like fashion. Either or, we can do pinup shoots, we can do fashion shoots, you know, and we can make music. We can make experimental, avant-garde, oscilloscope sounds and like make music. Yeah, so this is what we're trying to deal with here. It looks like advanced Soviet technology. Definitely need it. I know, Daniel. Oh my God, Jack is in the chat. No, it will not. Dan says it reminds me of a theremin. Well, fun you say. In my music room, I also have a theremin. So I need to play with that and get that out. I have a flute We have things going on. I can't wait for you guys to see the barn. I'm so excited about it. Says, like tinkering with electronics, you will get more use of it than you will. All right, well, that was really my news. Yeah. Let me know any sort of suggestions, guys. I know I need to like get back into it and make things like work a little smoother with the tech getting there. Let me just see if this camera will work. Hold on. Let me see if this camera works. Maybe I'll just like turn it off and on again real quick. No. Okay. Fuck you, camera. There we go. Oh, God, that's looking rougher on that camera. I'm gonna need some lip gloss. Yeah, don't like it. Don't like that camera. Switching back. It's a little too much. I have to adjust the settings. See how dark it makes it look in the background. Which is fine. I like it dark in the background, but you know, we need to like brighten some things up too. Oof. It's not as good quality, but the lighting looks better. And I like the like clean, very like Wes Anderson style, like kind of just like shot. I don't like that I have to like tilt this camera there, like to the side. It's like a little too like, oh, I'm streaming. Like I don't like that. Fixing lipstick. Oh, that was a mess. Bad idea to put red lipstick on without a mirror. Okay, yeah, so I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Thank you so much. It's been really, really fun. Let me know how I can make things smoother. We have streamlabs.com/Martina Markota TV/tip. I'm going to see if I can change that thing. That thing is so cumbersome. But there's also, I guess I should put in my description all sorts of stuff. Sorry, I'm not as prepared today. But I guess there's always, what is it called? PayPal, which is my email. So, Martina Markota, nyc@gmail.com. Yeah. I love the bookshelves. They look great. Thank you. This shot is way better. Yeah, Jack, but I don't like my face in that shot, okay? Like, ugh. The lighting is like too harsh or something. I think I need to like soften the front light up a bit. But it's annoying because I like the lighting. Look how like beautiful glow, and it's like nice like light on the front camera. So it's like, okay, well, I like how it looks there. So I'm not adjusting the lighting when I change cameras. I need to adjust the camera settings or something. I don't know. All right. Bye, guys. Oh my God, I didn't even play a commercial. I'm going to play my commercial.